Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about my favorite fragrances for the month of August. So let's start. My first fragrance is a fragrance by Atelier Cologne and it is Pacific Lime. So I have a travel size of this fragrance. It's really convenient, so I took it with me on holidays. And this fragrance is like, a bunch of citrus. So you have lime, you have lemon, I believe. And there is this peculiar note of eucalyptus mixed with the coconut also, which is really particular in this fragrance, but works really well. I'm not a great fan usually of eucalyptus, and here it works pretty well and it's really pleasing. In the opening I even have something like green apple. It reminds me of green apple. I don't think that there is this note here, but yeah, this is what I have. Maybe because of the mint mixed with the citrus, I don't know. I have this impression. But it's a really great fragrance. It has a good longevity on me for a citrus fragrance, which is not that common. And this is one that I really enjoyed on holidays this month. My second fragrance is a fragrance by Healy, and it is Coco Bellow. So I have a small size also of this fragrance that I can take with me on holidays. And this fragrance is really particular. This is the... I don't have any coconut fragrance that smells like this one. To be honest, I'm not fond of the opening of this fragrance. To me it smells like, I don't know, something like lemongrass or coriander and coconut, things that reminds me of Thai food. Yes, don't, just not to be mistaken, I love Thai food, but I just don't enjoy smelling like Thai food. But after that, it's evolving really pleasingly, more into the coconut side, but not really, I would say, a creamy coconut one. More, is it possible to say, an aromatic green coconut, a bit salty, and it's also woody in the base. So this is definitely unisex, I can see, or maybe leaning a bit more masculine, I don't know. But still, I really enjoyed that one. And yes, it is my second fragrance. Okay, now we're gonna talk about my, let's say, exotic floral fragrances that I really enjoy during the month. And the first one is a fragrance by Une Nuit Nomade, and it is Fleur De Fleure. So I have a big travel size of this one, which is also really practical for holidays. So I took this one with me, and I believe this is maybe the fragrance that I wore the most during the holidays. Even if it doesn't look like, because you don't need to spray too much, because this fragrance is, it's quite, I wouldn't say potent, but it has a correct projection and longevity. So this one is supposed to be based on Ylang Ylang. I think Fleur De Fleure or Flower of Flowers is the translation of Ylang Ylang, and this is why they named this fragrance like that. But to me it doesn't smell like only like Ylang Ylang. It's more like a bunch of white and yellow flowers. So I believe it has tuberose and jasmine too. And it's mixed with a beautiful base with some woody notes. I believe it has sandalwood and vanilla. For sure it has some vanilla. And maybe a little bit of darkness in the woods, but still it's really more on the floral side and quite sweet, but not too sweet. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one too. My next one is a gorgeous tropical floral, and it is a Chant for the Nymph, I don't know how you pronounce that, by Gucci. So in those beautiful bottles, and this one is really great for summer. It's based more on the frangipani. This is what I smell the most. So I have something like a really creamy and slightly spicy. I have some spiciness here. I don't know which spices, but I have something like a spicy frangipani with some other flowers. I believe it may have also some ylang ylang. For sure it has some vanilla, really creamy, and some spices. This is what I get. But oh, it's so beautiful, the quality of it. And it's really, I don't know, almost comforting. You know, this creamy yellow flowers and the vanilla to me. This was really beautiful. This is not something that I may wear when it's really hot, but here, you know, maybe you don't know, but we had really, quite a crappy summer. So it was perfect in that sense, that when it was a bit colder, rainy or for the evenings when it was a bit warmer. It was really perfect. So it's really a gorgeous one, and I believe this may be my favorite one from the line so far, but I tried only 2. And yeah, I wish I could try the other ones. My next one is another, I would say, yellow and white flowers fragrance, and it is J'adore l'or. So usually I wear this fragrance during the winter, but it was quite cold at some point, and it was really comforting because it has this creamy vanilla in the background also. But the florals here are a bit sharper, I would say, not as creamy as in A Chant for the Nymph. And it's more about the ylang ylang here and the jasmine, I would say, with a hint of rose also. It's quite elegant, it's a beautiful fragrance, and I really enjoyed it also this month. Again, the next one is another ylang ylang fragrance, and it is a fragrance by Guerlain. It is Embrun d'Ylang from Les Arts et la Matière collection. And this fragrance is really also peculiar in the sense that it smells really different from the other ylang ylang fragrances that I've already smelled. It's a salty ylang ylang. It's quite dry, I would say, in comparison to the other ones. And it has also, yeah, it's quite spicy. I don't know which spices also they use, but it's quite spicy to me. Also on my skin. And after that, in the evolution, I have a hint of iris and a little bit of vanilla. But it's really pretty. It's also an elegant fragrance that you can wear for spring, summer, when it's not too hot, because yeah, when it's too hot I cannot wear anything, but yeah, I'm talking about fragrances, of course. And this one was a great one too this month. My next fragrance is also an ylang ylang fragrance, and it is also a Guerlain fragrance. It is Samsara. So I have the EDT version. I know that they launched a new, yeah, they relaunched it in a new bottle. I don't know if the formulation changed, but this one is pretty soft. It doesn't have a good longevity on me, but it's yeah, it's really soft. It's a beautiful ylang ylang, but also with jasmine and I would say iris also on me. And in the end, what I get the most on my skin is the sandalwood and the ylang ylang. But this, I don't know if it is the iris or the sandalwood that's bringing this, but I have like a little bit of powderiness, I would say, in this fragrance. Like, it's a bit dusty, I would say, not that creamy. It's not really creamy on me, this fragrance. I don't know, but still I really enjoy it. There are not that many fragrances with a lot of sandalwood that I enjoy, and this one is part of them. So, I don't know. I've never tried the original one, I would say. And I don't know, there are some type of sandalwood that don't smell good on me, but this one is working on me. My next fragrance is a fragrance by Van Cleef & Arpels, so I believe it's part of their private collection, and it is Gardenia Petal. So this one was a rediscovery. It's an old bottle, and I had it in my cupboard for years, I would say, and I rediscovered it when I was, yeah, trying to, let's say, put things a little bit in order, because I'm starting to get a lot of fragrances. And I was really pleased to find this one. I forgot it and I used it, and I was really pleased about it. So on paper, this one is, I would say, more green than on my skin. Yeah, I have a lot of jasmine on this fragrance on the paper, maybe more than the Gardenia, even to my nose. And it's a bit green, and I have some citruses also. But on my skin, what I get the most is maybe the jasmine and the Gardenia. And I have less just green notes that I have on paper. On me, it's really warmer. It's on my skin, it's a warm Gardenia. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's really beautiful. I love it as much as Chanel Gardenia, so that is to say that it's a good fragrance that I really enjoy. And I'm really glad I rediscovered it this month. So my next fragrance is a fragrance by Chanel, and it is Perivenis. So sorry, my bottle, I use it a lot this month and it's quite dirty. So this fragrance, and this is also the one that I'm wearing today. In the opening I have an explosion of citrus, like really, I don't know, maybe lemons, oranges, maybe some grapefruit, something like that, I'm not sure. But after that I have a lot of neroli. But usually this is not a note that I really enjoy. Neroli is really tricky to me. But in this fragrance I love it. It reminds me more of maybe orange blossom than sharp green neroli, you know, if you understand what I mean. And what I get after that is a beautiful iris note, which is what I can smell the most on my skin at last. And then when the fragrance evolves, I have something like a really beautiful cocooning cocoon with the vanilla and the tonka bean here, which is really beautiful, works pretty well with the iris. It's so beautiful. I really enjoy this one. This is the only iris fragrance I believe that I can wear when it's pretty hot, because this fragrance works for me when it's warmer, but when it's really hot it works also perfectly well. And I love it. I don't understand. I really wore this fragrance like crazy this year and last year, and as you can see, it looks like I barely touched it. And I'm using it a lot. Like, I can reapply this fragrance during the day, like twice or 3 times. I don't know, but it looks like it's not going down. So maybe because this is a big bottle, I believe it's 125 ml. So I don't know, but that's good for me. I'm gonna have a lot for next year's. My next fragrance is a fragrance by Guerlain again, but this is one of my favorite fragrances in this brand, and it is in Les Parisiennes collection, Mademoiselle Guerlain. Okay, if it can focus, yes. So unfortunately, I heard that this fragrance was going to be discontinued. So yeah, if you really enjoy it and you don't have it yet, maybe it's time to get it. Yes, I was even considering getting a backup of it, but I thought, okay, I have so many fragrances, maybe I can love the other a bit more. But I'm really sad if I'm finishing my bottle and I don't have it anymore. I believe this one I will really miss this one. So what does it smell like? It has a really green, bright opening with the galbanum. So it's really green in the opening. If you don't like green fragrances, I believe you won't like this one. But how to describe it? To me, it's like a mix of different fragrances that I love. I don't know if you take something like the green opening, something in the same spirit, you know, the green opening of Angélique Noire, with the gourmand part of Rolling in Love, mixed with a bit of Perivenis, and maybe the spirit also of La Petite Robe Noire. I don't know if it makes sense, but if you can imagine that, this is basically what it reminds me of and what it smells like to me. So you have this green opening with the galbanum. After that, you have a beautiful iris, which is really perfect on my skin. The iris is really shining with the orange blossom. So this is the 2 notes that I have the most, I believe. And the orange blossom is really on the gourmand side with this marshmallow note. So it's quite sweet, not too sweet, not syrupy sweet, syrupy sweet. Yeah, because otherwise I don't like when fragrances are too sweet. I can enjoy Love Don't Be Shy, but there are some, I don't know, some fragrances that are really sweet that I can't enjoy. But this one is really beautiful. So you have also this vanilla in the background. It's supposed to have a bit of leather, but honestly, I never smelled the leather in this one. And it's really beautiful, like a fluffy, comforting fragrance, and sweet, and I don't know, it's really beautiful. I love it. So my next fragrance is also a fragrance by Guerlain. What a surprise. And it is a flanker of Shalimar, and it is, okay, if it can focus, Shalimar Souffle d'Oranger. So yeah, the bottle is really, really pretty. This fragrance has this Shalimar flankers DNA that you can recognize from, I don't know, Shalimar Cologne or Shalimar Souffle de Parfum, I would say. So this one is more focused on the neroli side, but fortunately I love it. It's working really well in this case, and has, I believe, some Mandarino range in the opening. So it's more about the Mandarino range and the neroli, and it's really, really pretty. I enjoyed it so much. I wore it several times during the months, and I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, still with the bergamot and the vanilla in the background. So pretty. I'm really glad I found this one, because it was also a discontinued fragrance, and I've been chasing it for a few months, if it's not years. So at last I'm really happy I found this one. My next fragrance is again a fragrance by Guerlain, and it is a new release, so I talked already about it, and it is Nétare di Sol. Oh, if you can focus, yeah. So this fragrance, was not something that I really enjoyed at first. I was quite doubtful, can you say that, about this fragrance. And I enjoyed wearing it this month. So it has this, I don't know, some citrus in the opening. And also what I smell the most is maybe jasmine with magnolia. Is it jasmine? I think so. It's supposed to have a note of honey, but this is not something that I smell the most. It really has this, it doesn't have this suntan lotion vibe, but it has this sunny vibe. I don't know how to explain that. It's warm and sunny and floral, and it's really pretty. So this is quite simple. This is quite a simple fragrance, but I enjoyed wearing it this month. So, and in the end, I enjoyed this one more than what was the other one? Flora Salvagia. Yeah, I believe maybe at some point I'm gonna declutter Flora Salvagia and just to keep Netare di Sol, because yeah, this is the one that I prefer. So my next fragrance is a fragrance by Sylvain de la Courte, and it is Oscarine. You can, yeah. So if it can focus again. So this fragrance is based on Orange Blossom. So this is part of her Orange Blossom range, I would say. And this one reminds me a bit of Baiser de Russie by Guerlain. So in the sense that it has also this pine note with this fruity note. So I don't know if it's raspberry or blackcurrant, something like that. But it has this red black fruit note, I don't know. And this is a really great fragrance to transition from summer to autumn to me, because it has this solar effect, or a really beautiful note of orange blossom, and it also has some note that I enjoy in autumn, like the pine note, and it works really well. It's quite unique and it's really pretty. So yeah, if you're looking for a great fragrance to transition from summer to autumn, maybe this one is a good choice for you. My next fragrance also has a fruity note, and it is a tea fragrance. Oh, again, if you can see something, it's one umbrella for two. So I have the travel size of this fragrance, and as you can see, yeah, I used it, but it looks like I barely touch it. So you only need 1 or 2 sprays of this fragrance and you're good to go, because it's really potent. I believe it's a stronger one from this Floraiku collection. And yes, this is one that I took with me also on holiday. So it works really well when it's raining. If we can only see something, that would be great. Okay, so it looks like it doesn't want to focus, so I'm just gonna put it there somewhere. So what it smells like. So this fragrance has this note of blackcurrant also. It has a note of tea. But to me, I don't know what is in there, but it has something else. Maybe something like almond. I almost smell something like a marzipan cake with some fruits. And yeah, like you're eating a cake and with some almond in it maybe. And some fruits for sure, and yeah, and having a tea with it. This is what it smells like to me. It's really gourmand, really pleasant, and this is also a good one to transition to autumn. I believe I'm gonna enjoy this one also in autumn. So it's really pretty. My next fragrance is also a tea fragrance, and it is Thé Yulong by Armani Prive. So this one is maybe one of my favorite tea fragrance. Yeah, you really have this vivid and realistic note of tea. So I believe this one has green and black tea or something like that. And it has a beautiful notes of citrus in the opening. It's really uplifting. It has a note of cardamom also, which makes it really attractive to me. I love these notes of I believe bergamot, cardamom, and ginger are really notes that are attractive to me. I don't think there's ginger here, but yeah, the cardamom with the tea, it's just really beautiful. I believe it has some floral notes maybe. I smell something like jasmine, but I'm not sure about the florals. And after that, I really have a beautiful progression on my skin, beautiful evolution of this fragrance. And it's going into more iris, I would say. I have tea and iris after that on my skin, and a hint of vetiver. So pretty. I love this one. I'm really glad I get it. And yes, I believe maybe I'm gonna wear it a bit more in September because I really enjoyed wearing it this month. My next one is a fragrance by Maison Margiela, and it is Under the Lemon Tree. Oh. Okay, again, if it can focus. Hello. Okay, so you have to believe me. So this one, the name could suggest that this is mainly citrusy. Voilà. That is mainly citrusy, but in the end, it's more tea fragrance than a citrus fragrance to me. I have, of course, some citrus in the opening, maybe some lemons or lime or bergamot, but what I get the most after that is this greenness. I would say it's quite green. I believe it's not, maybe something like petit grain, or what can it be? I don't know, but after that, yes, I have this tea note, and this is what I get the most after that in this fragrance. It's like a tea fragrance on me, with some citrus, and that's it. But still, it's really pretty. And it's also quite aromatic, you see? It's, I would say, more maybe tea, aromatic, and green than it is a citrus fragrance. So yeah, I found the name quite misleading. Of course, there are some citrus in the opening, but it's not only a citrus fragrance. So my next fragrance is a fragrance by l'Orchestre Parfum, and it is Bouquet Encore. I don't know. Okay, you can see it, yes. So this fragrance is, yeah, I could swear in the opening that I smell something like blood orange, but apparently it's not blood orange, something like Timut pepper, Sichuan pepper, I never know. But it's a pepper that smells like citrus. So it smells to me, yeah, quite like blood orange. And it has a beautiful note of tuberose after that. To me, it's really the mix of this peppery note, which creating this citrus, uplifting citrus, contrasting with the beautiful note of tuberose, which makes this fragrance really beautiful. And in that sense, it reminds me a bit of Dior J'adore Infinissime, because it has this blood orange and this tuberose here also. But yeah, see, I really enjoy this one. It's maybe less creamy, I would say, than Dior J'adore Infinissime, but still really pretty. It's good quality, and I really love this fragrance. So my next fragrance is also a tuberose fragrance, and it is Tuberosa 1974. Oh, come on, it's not focusing at all this time. Okay, for that. If I put the bottle like this, no, okay. So you have to believe me again. So yeah, this bottle is really big. Maybe if I can push it. Okay, whatever. So this fragrance is supposed to be tuberose scented, yeah. But it's not only tuberose to me. This is really clean and soapy. So this is not this kind of animalic tuberose, I believe. Yeah, if you're afraid of that, you can try this one. To me, but I smell almost at the same level let's say jasmine and rose. To me, there's some jasmine and rose here too, with the tuberose. And almost a little bit bubblegummy, you know. It's on the edge, sorry, of getting maybe bubblegummy, but without being too much into this territory, I would say. And the mix of these flowers is really pretty, really innocent, I would say, clean and soapy, really beautiful. To me, a perfect day-to-day fragrance, something that I could wear every day. And yeah, I believe it wouldn't offend anyone. I could wear it in the office. Really perfect. I loved it. It's a little bit spicy. I don't know if it has maybe a hint of cloves or carnation, something like that. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's really pretty. Yeah, I love it. And my next fragrance is also a fragrance by Chloé, by L'Atelier des Fleurs, the same collection. And it is Vanilla Planifolia. Oh, I'm really sorry. It doesn't want to focus today. Let me see if I can do something. Okay, it's better. So this fragrance, yes, of course, it's about vanilla. So this is almost what I get in this fragrance, and only what I get, I would say. It's hard for me to detect anything else. It's a little bit almondy, I would say, a little bit powdery. It's sweet. It's comforting. It's creamy. It's a really good vanilla to my nose. but not like, it doesn't go into this dark, almost leathery vanilla, you know. Sometimes vanilla can have this facet, and here it's more like a good dusty vanilla, but with something that makes it still quite creamy, and mixed with some beautiful creamy florals. Maybe that's the florals that make it like this. And yeah, it's hard for me to distinguish which kind of florals. I really don't know. What I get the most here is really the jasmine, and it's the jasmine, what am I saying? The vanilla. And it's really gorgeous. Yeah, it's almost fruity in the opening. I really don't know what are the other notes. Yes, okay, now in the evolution it's getting a little bit into this, you know, sometimes when you have a leathery fragrance, it's a bit dusty, powdery, you know, so it's going into this territory, but still, on top of it you have something fruity and sweet, and it's so beautiful. I really love this fragrance. It's also a really good one to layer with something else if you want something a bit darker, if you want to layer it with maybe incense or something like that. It works perfectly well. It's so beautiful. So now let's talk about the discovery of the month. So I didn't have many because I believe I didn't try that many fragrances this month, or at last I didn't enjoy many fragrances that I tried. So I decided to take with me on holidays this sample of Vanille de Tahiti that I remember that I enjoyed. And yeah, it was a rediscovery. I really love this one. I took it with me, and now I think I would really like to have a bottle, because this has this, let's say, exotic vibe. I don't know how to describe it. It's like a exotic vanilla, but still I believe that I would really enjoy it also in autumn and winter, because it's quite heavy, and it has a hint of darkness here. I don't know what it is. So of course what I get the most is the vanilla. It's creamy, it's beautiful, it's really great quality. But after that, I believe it has a bit of something deeper, darker, and some flowers, but I'm unable, honestly, to tell what are the other notes in this fragrance. It's so well blended that I cannot tell. It's a bit boozy also in the opening, like a boozy vanilla. Oh, so beautiful. I love this one. I wish I could have a bottle of it, maybe a small one at some point, but yeah, I really enjoyed it this month. It's so beautiful. If you love vanilla, this is another one that you need to try. And my two good discoveries, I would say, of the month were fragrances by Laboratorio Olfativo. So I cannot find my sample anymore, so still I'm gonna talk about these ones. So I talked about these two fragrances in my last video about the citrus fragrances. So if you check at the beginning of the video, I'm talking a little bit more about these ones. And the two fragrances that I really enjoyed trying were Mandarino, I believe, and the other one was Limon. So Mandarino really smelled like a cocktail of fruits to me, like a salad fruit. I could smell many fruit in this fragrance, not only mandarin orange. It almost smelled something like a banana vibe or kiwi vibes, you see. So it really has a fruit salad, and it's really well made. Beautiful creation again by Jean-Claude Ellena. And the other one, which was also a creation by Jean-Claude Ellena, Limon, is a beautiful lemon fragrance, of course, but you have also it smells like a lemon pie to me. So you have this gourmand aspect in the fragrance, and it's also a bit tart, and yeah, it's really a good one. So these two fragrances are really beautiful, and if you love citrus fragrances, I can only recommend you to try these ones. Okay, so that's it for my fragrance for the month of August. I saw that I didn't have, again, many fragrances, but in the end, that's a lot, as usual. So tell me what you were wearing this month. What did you enjoy wearing for the month of August? And I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!